Shri Radha-Krishnaya Namo Namaha. At first, I offer my humble prayers in the lotus feet of Lord Shri Radha-Krishna. I also extend warm greetings and respect to all of you. Today, from the scripture Shri Vivekcudamani, composed by Shri Sankaracarya ji, we will be listening chapter number 14. The holy verses are as follows. That sannyasi has got a steady illumination, who having his soul wholly merged in Brahman, enjoys eternal bliss, is changeless and free from activity. That kind of mental function which cognizes only the identity of the self and Brahman, purified of all actions, which is free from duality, and which concerns itself only with pure intelligence, is called illumination. He who has this perfectly steady is called a man of steady illumination. He whose illumination is steady, who has constant bliss, and who has almost forgotten the phenomenal universe, is accepted as a man liberated in this very life. He who, even having this mind merged in Brahman, is nevertheless quite alert, but free at the same time from the characteristics of the waking state, and whose realization is free from desires, is accepted as a man liberated in life. He who cares about the phenomenal state have been appeased, who though possessed of a body consisting of parts, is yet devoid of parts, and whose mind is free from anxiety, is accepted as a man liberated in life. The absence of the ideas of I and mine, even in this existing body, which follows as a shadow, is a characteristic of one liberated in life. Not dwelling on enjoyments of the past, taking no thought for the future, and looking with indifference upon the present are characteristics of one liberated in life. Looking everywhere with an eye of equality in this world, full of elements possessing merits and demerits, and distinct by nature from one another, is a characteristic of one liberated in life. When things pleasant or painful present themselves to remain unruffled in mind, in both cases, through the sameness of attitude is a characteristic of one liberated in life. The absence of all ideas of interior or exterior in the case of a sannyasi, owing to his mind being engrossed in tasting the bliss of Brahman, is a characteristic of one liberated in life. He who lives unconcerned, devoid of all ideas of I and mine with regard to the body, organs, and the like, as well as to his duties, is known as a man liberated in life. He who has realized his Brahmanhood, aided by the scriptures, and is free from the bondage of transmigration, is known as a man liberated in life. He who never has the idea of I with regard to the body, organs, and the like, nor that of it in respect of things other than these, is accepted as one liberated in life. He who through his illumination never differentiates the Jiva and Brahman, nor the universe and Brahman, is known as a man liberated in life. He who feels just the same when his body is either worshipped by the good or tormented by the wicked, is known as a man liberated in life. The sannyas in whom the sense objects directed by others are engulfed like flowing rivers in the sea and produce no change, owing to his identity with the existence absolute, is indeed liberated. For one who has realized the truth of Brahman, there is no more attachment to the sense objects as before. If there is, that man has not realized his identity with Brahman, but is one whose senses are outgoing in their tendency. If it be urged that he is still attached to the sense objects through the momentum of his old desires, the reply is no, for desires get weakened through the realization of one's identity with Brahman. The propensities of even a confirmed libertine are checked in the presence of his mother. Similarly, when Brahman, the bliss absolute, has been realized, the man of realization has no longer any worldly tendency. One who is constantly practicing meditation is observed to have external perceptions. The Shrutis mentions prarabdha work in the case of such a man, and we can infer this from results actually seen. Prarabdha work is acknowledged to persist so long as there is the perception of happiness and the like. Every result is preceded by an action, and nowhere it is seen to accrue independently of action. Through the realization of one's identity with the Brahman, all the accumulated actions of 100 crore of cycles come to naught, like the actions of the dream state on awakening. Can the good actions or dreadful sins that a man fancies himself doing in the dream state lead him to heaven or hell after he has awakened from sleep? Realizing the Atman which is unattached and indifferent like the sky, the aspirant is never touched in the least by actions yet to be done. The sky is not affected by the smell of liquor merely through its connection with the jar. Similarly, the Atman is not through its connection with the limitations affected by the properties thereof. The work which has fashioned this body prior to the dawning of knowledge is not destroyed by that knowledge without yielding its fruits, like the arrow shot at an object. The arrow which is shot at an object with the idea that it is a tiger does not, when that object is perceived to be a cow, check itself but pierces the object with full force. Prarabdha work is certainly very strong for the man of realization and is spent only by the actual experience of its fruit, while the actions previously accumulated and those yet to come are destroyed by the fire of perfect knowledge. But none of the three at all affects those who, realizing their identity with the Brahman, are always living absorbed in that idea. They are verily the transcendent Brahman. For the sage who lives in his own self as Brahman, the one without a second, devoid of identification with the limiting adjuncts, the question of the existence of Prarabdha work is meaningless, like the question of a man who has awakened from sleep having any connection with the object seen in the dream state. The man who has awakened from sleep never has any idea of I or mine with regard to his dream body and the dream objects that minister to that body, but lives quite awake as his own self. He has no desire to substantiate the unreal objects, nor is he seen to maintain that dream world. If he still clings to those unreal objects, he is emphatically declared to be not yet free from sleep. Thus concludes chapter number 14 from the scripture Shri Vivekcudamani. Thank you for listening. Shri Radha Krishnaya Namo Namaha.